Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing.
Hi guys, welcome to episode 115 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. So I went to the mailbox a couple of weeks ago, and in the mailbox was the new Athleta catalog. For those of you that don't know, Athleta is a fitness line. And anyway, on the cover of this Athleta catalog was a plus-size woman surrounded by other plus-size women, and I think one or two other women. Now, my first thought was, what in the world? In my opinion, that doesn't showcase health and fitness. And then a week or two later, I went into an Athleta retail store and they had several plus-size mannequins. Now, hear me out before you get upset and turn this off. We live in a world where everyone has to walk on eggshells about what they say or think. But I really wonder what you guys think of this. I mean, we're human and we have to give each other grace. Can we do that? So I think there are probably a lot of different thoughts on this, but I'm going to be honest with you. It bothered me when I first saw it. Now, I had to do some soul searching to get to the bottom of why. Like, why would it bother me? Now, I would like to say it's because, I worry for people that are plus size and I worry about their health. And Athleta is promoting an unhealthy lifestyle when they should be promoting a healthy lifestyle. That's the kind of politically correct way of not liking it, if there is such a thing. But if I'm being honest, it isn't that. I mean, I work hard to be healthy and fit, and sometimes I have to really try not to judge those that don't. And then I realized I buy Athleta so that I look good and feel good when I'm working out at the gym, which I do 6 days a week. Now, feeling like I look good in my clothes keeps me motivated. I'm used to going into Athleta and seeing mannequins about my size or less, and it motivates me to try those outfits on because it looks good on the mannequin, so maybe it would look like that on me as well. Keeps me really motivated. And then it hit me. What if Athleta is trying to do the same thing for women that are plus size? I was thinking about it completely in the wrong way. What if plus size women see those models and see those mannequins and buy those clothes, and it motivates them to be healthy and fit as well? Because the clothes did look good on the mannequins. I mean, it really did. It's brilliant, actually. Now, don't let that lull you into settling for less than what you ultimately want for your body, because living a wildly successful lifestyle isn't settling for mediocrity. And there's a big difference between a plus-size mannequin and a living, breathing human that knows how it feels to be tired just from walking up one set of stairs or from not feeling good in your clothes. I've been there. But you see, my point here isn't that. We all have to deal with our own thoughts and our own motivations. My point is, I completely changed my point of view of those mannequins and models. I now look at them and I think, wow, good for Athleta. They're making the world a better place. Now, whether or not that's their motivation behind it, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Why not? Because what matters in my life is how I view and think about anything. I'm in complete control of that, and I get to frame it in a way that best leaves me feeling happy and inspired. Now, some say that may be delusional, but what's the downside? What's the downside of taking a judgment, a negative situation, a negative thought, and making a game of turning it into a positive? I mean, we know from studies that we have about, on average, 60,000 thoughts a day, 80%-ish of which are negative. Not good. Our brain is kind of hardwired that way to keep us safe, and the automatic reaction often is negative because it's the way our ancestors stayed alive, by being aware of danger. But that doesn't really serve us anymore. I mean, I haven't had to run from a saber-toothed tiger in my lifetime. Have you? I would venture to say no. So we have to work kind of hard to turn these negative thoughts around. But once it becomes a habit, you'll notice you start looking for it everywhere. We were on vacation a couple years ago, and we were staying in a condo that overlooked a pool. And everyone that I was with was napping, so I thought, I'll just run down and get a little sun at the pool right now. So I looked out to check kind of the status of the pool, and there was a big guy that had several tattoos, and my immediate thought was, I'll wait. But then I thought about it, and I went, wait a minute. That could be my brother. I mean, he's about the same size and he almost has that same tattoo. And guess what? There isn't a sweeter, more precious human being in the world. He's a big teddy bear. So I went and I laid out, and that guy's family joined him in a little bit, and he was the sweetest, most adorable dad ever to his kids. Kind of made me want to cry, but also taught me a very valuable lesson. So now when I'm out and I see someone that my mind immediately wants to judge negatively, because, I mean, it does that, I think, what could I love about that person? And then I'll make up a scenario like, oh, they're hugging their grandkids or cooking dinner for their family or taking flowers to their mom. Maybe they're working really hard to support a family of 5 at home. It humanizes them to me. And there will be times now when you have to listen to your intuition and you know something doesn't feel right and you have to be careful, and of course you should listen to that. I just know that there's a really deep connection to your happiness and your thoughts. And one last thought for you. I have heard people say, well, I don't care what people do in their private lives. I just don't want to feel like it's being shoved down my throat. And I understand that line of thought, and it's valid. But you see, that's a trap. Because saying that, you still are relying on someone else or a group of someone else's to change in order for you to be happy. And you cannot ever count on that to happen. You can't count on someone else to change their behavior or their thoughts in order for you to be happy. It all has to come from you. You have to figure out a way to reframe things so that in the worst case scenario, you just accept the thought and move away from it. You don't dwell on it. Maybe you dwell on it, or maybe you think about it later when you're in a better place. You know that some of you may know the Serenity Prayer. It's widely attributed to Dr. Reinhold Niebuhr. He says, "Give me the grace to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." Each of us has the responsibility to ourselves to be happy. And when we're truly happy, we shine that light into the world, and it inspires others to be happy as well. So my challenge to you this week is to catch yourself when you're having a negative thought or a negative situation and reframe it. And don't beat yourself up, because we all do it. Maybe ask yourself a question that empowers you, like, how is this situation going to work out in my favor in the long run? What can I love about that person? What lesson am I learning from this right now? And I'm going to be working on this right along with you. If you look for the bad, you're going to find it. If you look for the good, you're going to find that too. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you in a few days.
Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.